about to play Trajan. Trajan is a rondel.
Mancala-style.
Mancala-style.
Okay, mancala-style action selection game.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of card drafting.
There's a little bit of card drafting. There's a little bit of
Set collection.
Yes, a little bit of set collection. There's a little bit of in-game bonus points.
It's definitely a point salad game.
Yes, very much. So there's a lot of different mechanisms going on. And basically this is about the Roman Empire and doing things for your civilization. So let's go into game pieces. The game pieces seem pretty standard. You got the hexagon wooden cubes. The meeples, however, do look like people. I've used all mine in this game. And then...
You like to brag.
No, there's only 2 left.
Uh-huh.
And then...
the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, the Arc de Triomphe.
I'm glad you guys can pronounce that.
Yeah, I'm not understanding exactly why the Roman theme had the Arc de Triomphe. Wasn't that French?
I think the title Arc de Triomphe is French, but I don't...
Well, the Arc de Triomphe itself is actually in France, so...
So I don't know.
Roman everywhere.
A Roman thing, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Probably called something else.
And then there's a bunch of little cardboard chits of all various shapes and sizes, as well as tiles. So the art, that's art's theme. So what do you guys think about quality pieces? It seems kind of basic to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing particularly special about the component quality. You got your cardboard bonus tokens that are decent.
Mm-hmm.
You got your lots of cardboard, lots of wood, but none of it is exceptional. I'd probably go to a high 6.
I think 6 is about accurate. I mean, the wooden pieces are shaped, but there's nothing truly spectacular about this.
Yeah, I mean, the player board's pretty nice. I mean,
it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's very functional, and
it's not pretty though, but it's functional.
I like it. I mean, if you think about this as a Roman themed, you definitely get the feeling of Rome. Now it's themed,
right. Thematically,
but
I feel like this is aged Roman, to be quite honest with you.
Wouldn't it always be aged Roman? This is talking about like the days when Rome was like the guiding power of all.
No, I'm talking about the color palette. The color palette seems a little...
they had stone, babe. They had nothing
no,
but
I'm
stone.
talking about the color of green, the color of yellow, the color of the red. Anyway, what do I know? Nothing.
I mean, red doesn't age well, does it?
No, it's this burnt red. Ah!
That's brown, and you just threw a token on the floor. So
that is not... Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. But generally speaking, let's give it a... Oh, wait.
You said 6. I'll say, I personally think it's a little better. I'll give it a 6.5. I don't think it's dramatic.
Well, he said high 6. So
yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
2 high 6s and a 6. So...
My 6 is high, man.
I keep mine on a scale. I don't just give a
directional... 6.45, I don't know. I mean... I guess it depends on what high 6 are. What are we talking about? A 6.75 or what? So then let's move on to theme. Like I said, the theme has to do with the Roman Empire. I mean, it's there.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty prominently there. I mean, the whole board looks like Rome. I mean, the board has got, and the you've got the Senate. I mean, that is purely Roman.
Yeah.
You've got, I mean, the Roman numerals preside everywhere. You've got all the the centurions that are are workers that they look like they're wearing the robes. I mean, they aren't cut like the picture shows with the little legs separated, which would have been cool, but still.
I think even Mancala itself is really old game. I don't know if it came from that era or even older, but I mean, just the fact that they use the Mancala style of movement, I think gives it some weight to the theme as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would personally weight more of that in gameplay, but I definitely think it gives you a feel of, something old. I agree. I mean, that game's been around at least a long time. I mean, when I was young, I know it was around.
Well, I think it's...
I know,
think
you're
it's
like...
And I'm close to the ancient Romans,
I think it is several. I think it's either ancient Roman or Egyptian or something like that. It's an old game.
So give it a score.
I personally think this is like an 8 as far
I
as
agree.
incorporating
It
the
just
theme
feel
into the game.
it just gives you the feeling of,
Yeah.
of age to the.
I mean,
I gotta admit, I must be in some other land.
It's
I don't.
not Rome,
but,
obviously.
but here's the other thing too. You're talking to a couple of Stefan Feld.
Well, but this is
fanboys,
not
too.
to deal with Stefan Feld. This is to
I
do
think
with
it-
you've got the boats that are the boats that are thematically,
Mm-hmm.
the type that Romans would have used. You've got all the different
all the
action
art.
spaces you take.
So, well, I mean,
are
I think that's-
actions that Romans would have done.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. It is there. It just doesn't scream it at me. And then not only that, though, but the art, I just feels a little drab.
Even the victory points have laurels. That never
Yeah.
happens.
You never see that.
I know the way we rate some of the other games, and I just don't see this being an 8.
This game gives you more warm and fuzzies, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, that goes towards it as well.
Okay,
I
so
just enjoy it.
there's some nostalgia there.
They
Okay,
didn't really
that
have
makes more
warm
sense.
or fuzzies in Roman.
Yeah, they did.
It was
It's just
cold
you
and
just didn't.
rainy.
There was usually medication that got. rid
they're
of
in the
that, so-
Mediterranean.
I said rainy, not Iranian.
No, you said
It's the
cold.
Cold and
The
rainy. And
Mediterranean. It was
Mediterranean.
pretty nice weather. It wasn't.
It's like
all cold and
hot.
rainy. It's not. I think
Depends
it,
on what time of year.
I think it's temperate. I think it's
stone.
seasonal.
It's going to hold the temperature, whatever it is. It's not going to be.
It's Italy.
Okay.
Italy.
Yes, it's Italy.
I
Okay.
think it's seasonal. So
All right. I think we should move on.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give this a 7.
Okay.
All that fighting for 1 point.
Well, I just couldn't give it a 6 either. Okay, like I was. It's a low 7. It's barely a 7.
All right.
All right.
Robot.
Yeah, rules. How was that?
The rules are detailed. Unfortunately, this is a game we haven't played in a really long time, so I've forgotten a lot of the setup, and we had to go back to it a few times. But I mean, it's set in a nice, orderly fashion. Again, it's color coded, which is we've been seeing a lot of these rule books that are color coded lately, which is actually pretty cool. It's not hard to find anything you're looking for. There are a few typos in here, or at least translation issues, as we saw, mostly involved in and on being interchanged.
Yeah, it says the cards go on your hand, not in your hand.
Which, that led Robert in a lot of confusion where he was setting his cards like
they
that
kept
on
falling
his
off
hand.
my hand. It's like it's horrible.
It has a summary on the back, which it's okay. It doesn't really do a whole heck of a lot for you, but it's there.
The other thing to note too is that this game has been reprinted. So it originally came out in 2011, but I know a couple years ago, because there's a different cover to the box now. We have because I have this as well. We have the original one, so I don't know if the newer version has an updated rulebook or not. It might.
Yeah. I mean, this one is definitely the first edition. But yeah, I mean, it's got a nice table of contents, or not table of contents, component section on the front, showing you what all is in the box, which is really nice. And the setup is the traditional setup. I would give this a 7. It's good. It's not bad at all, and it wasn't hard. Anytime we had a question for us to find what we were looking for.
From what I remember reading of it, I think a 7 is a good score. You okay with that, or you want to change it?
I believe you guys.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about rules.
All right. As far as gameplay, this is, we've talked about being Stefan Feld fans. This is why I'm a Stefan Feld fan, is this game. It has so many ways to get points in this game, and it's what I love about it.
And that's kind of what he's known for,
Yeah.
his point salad games.
I mean, I first of all, I like the Roman culture to begin with, and this is really cool that it's a Roman game, and it also is right up my alley as far as what you do in it. I love the mancala-style
I do too.
action.
It's so cool.
That is really neat. And you have to plan not only this turn, but where your future pieces are going to land, so that you know that you can trigger things in later. And then they add on top of that the coloring mechanism of the tiles.
So you
spots.
get bonus actions.
So you get bonus actions when you land. So that there's so much depth to just that piece of it, and then you add on top of that all of the actions on the board that you have to decide upon, and all the things that you can do to get your points, and then on top of that, at the end of the game or end of the year, each year you have to feed basically what or you have to pay whatever the tribute that the people have demanded during that year.
So I could totally see people possibly suffering from analysis paralysis because it can be overwhelming with all the different things that you got in front of you.
Given the fact that I suffer from that a lot,
yeah, but
I
this
didn't
is
feel
still
like I
your
did
type
this
of
game.
game, though. So I think if you never played this before, I think this could be overwhelming to some people. So, and I'm not saying that to steer people away from playing it for the first time, but just be prepared that there's a lot of options.
This is not this is definitely a heavy medium, medium to heavy game. It's not light. You don't want to jump right into this one. That said, it's not that hard to once you get the concepts of it, because all you're doing is moving the mancala pieces around, and then that's triggering your actions. Now, getting good at the strategy on it, that's a different story.
And that takes multiple game playthroughs. So, and I recommend that because it's a lot of fun. And it's a good puzzle, figuring out that strategy.
And and we all played different strategy this game. I mean, Miranda dominated in the hammer section,
and these.
And
I
had a pretty good stack of those too. So I mean, but the hammers was particularly where you dominated. Rob kind of conquered more area at the top. You were a little bit of everywhere.
And that was part of my problem. I think I spread myself too thin, trying to do too many different things.
I got a lot of the in-game bonus tiles, although you ended up getting a lot of them too.
I did.
That's because I didn't compete for the Senate because I never could. It seemed to waste an action for me. It's like, okay, the first time you go there, you get 2 XP. Second, you get 3. So it gets great towards the end, but at the very beginning, I was like, okay, why go somewhere for 2 XP when I can get 4 XP somewhere else or 5 XP? Mm-hmm. And so I just went to do all the other things, and I really didn't go into Senate. Which actually I think partly ended up killing me because I didn't have any end of game victory points.
And I think if I focused on the Senate more, I would have done better because the points get pretty good the further up you get, and you get it every time you move up to Senate, not at the end of the round.
Yeah,
right.
And so,
not to mention the bonus you get at the end for it. I mean, it's all you kind of have to watch what your other opponents are doing, decide how much you're going to invest in the Senate if that's your goal.
If you go all the way up, that's 33 points.
Yeah,
that's a lot of points.
Yeah, but how do you manage to do that continuously? Hit that up.
Yeah,
really good planning.
No, I don't think it's possible to do that that often. Because I mean,
well, I think if you do combinations, if you're lucky enough, combinations with coming up here, getting these actions, getting your plus.
Yeah, if you get the multiples, that's about the only way. Is you get to take the multiple actions for it.
You have to be pretty lucky.
Yeah. It's definitely not easy to do, and you're almost invariably going to end up with pooling tokens that you have to disperse at some point, and that's a big part of the whole mancala thing is managing your mancala board so either that doesn't happen or you don't end up in a situation like I was at the very end where all 3 of my places that I can move from lead to the same spot except
and that's
one.
why I'm in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
So.
That happened to me more than once.
So, that's one of those tricks you're going to have to watch with it where that's going to happen and stop it before it happens. But there's just so many things you can do that, like when you're playing it, you just feel like you're missing out on everything that you should be doing. And, I always feel like I could have played it way better, even though I won. I could have played this so much better, and I didn't. But
I don't think you need to play it any better. I think you should stay
I
stagnant.
think I did. I lost points, and I don't like losing.
Well, I think that another thing I like about the game is that the tension comes from picking the things you want to do, realizing you can't do all the things because there's really no blocking.
Yeah,
in the game.
I appreciate about this.
I like that a lot. Is the fact that it's all based off of me.
Yeah. I mean, even where you conquer versus me, I could still go into the area you're in, and I could conquer there too. I won't get as many points because you're already there. And on the board over there, you won't get a token, but you can still go through the other people to get to other tokens that you might want to get to. So there's no real there's no you can just screw your opponent.
Right.
on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. There's no take that to the game at all.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I guess the only take that is if I happen to grab the one token and off of this action that you wanted really bad.
Yeah, I mean, or
But-
like Miranda did, where she collected some and stopped me from getting the 20-point bonus.
Yeah,
but,
and there's some of that.
I'm so
But
sorry.
it's not. It doesn't feel like.
no, it doesn't feel like
doesn't
you're
feel
like
that at all.
sabotaged.
No, it doesn't feel like that at all. That's one of the reasons why I like it, right? So there is a lot to go on with this game, and it keeps you guessing. And you can every game you could go a different route, and it's absolutely fine. And so it ends up working out. So I personally actually really do enjoy this game. I didn't remember we played this before, and I didn't remember it. And I think part of the reason why I didn't remember it is, it's such a shame to have such a good game and kind of a boring board. This doesn't have a very big table presence for me, at least for me. So I'm really kind of bummed about that because there's so many other aspects to this game that I really enjoy.
Yeah, and another thing that's unique about this though is the timing system for the game.
It's really unique.
It's based upon the number of spaces you move on your mancala board. It's going to drive the round how fast or slow it goes for everyone. So everybody, can lengthen the game by moving fewer spaces, but then you're ultimately going to probably get hit where you have to do a whole bunch at once if you keep it bundled up. So it probably averages out overall, but it's certain rounds can go much slower or faster.
Yeah.
Certainly that one round where we went over the marker by 7 or something. That next round was super short.
All right. Well, let's give it a rating.
This is one of my favorite Stefan Feld games. It's up there with Castles of Burgundy. I can't say enough how much I like the game. I give it a high 8 at least.
And I think I've said this on other videos before that Trajan I have always considered to be a 9-level game, and therefore, I got to give it a 9 just to stick with what I've said before, and I don't think there's any.
And you're not going to twist my arm to make it a 9 either. I really like this game.
I mean, this is by far my favorite of the Feld games. Even we've got Bonfire recently, and I thought that was just below. I mean, this was a pretty good runner-up, but it's not quite.
I want to play that again.
We need to get Aquasphere out too.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna give this. Gameplay wise, I do think it is a 9. I just wish it was prettier.
And see, the looks of it don't bother me because that is the way ancient Rome would have looked.
No. It's
except for I think it'd have been more 3D.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wouldn't be quite as flat.
Right.
Yeah.
This makes me think like 70s, maybe 80s. Like I don't know why. It just does. It just does, and
Is that 80s or 80s? Because it was.
Hey, that's all you did there.
BC,
AD,
AD, the Romans,
80s,
Yeah.
Lapse
enunciate, type thing.
All
right, anyway, go ahead.
You guys are crazy. All right, so we gave it our scores.
Yeah. I think it's
a twist arm of 9.
Yeah.
9.
Just straight up 9. Yeah, I think it's.
This
is just an excellent game all around. You can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong with this game.
Unless you're just not into heavier games. I mean, if you're someone who's just dabbling into gaming, this would be the wrong game for you. That's the only way you can go wrong.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys.
Or you can always come to our place and we can teach it to you.
Yeah, see them all from all over the country and all over the world come over to visit us.
That's right.
All the people that from Hungary and Japan that love us.
Actually, we'll just see you at Gen Con.
That's
this year.
We hope.
Even if we have to wear a mask.
I'm fine with that.
I'll do what I have to do.
Yeah.
To get me some gaming.
I'm going to be like wheezing if I'm wearing a mask, running around shopping and grabbing all the games and taking them back to the hotel. I'm going to die.
You'll
hire somebody to help
you. You'll hire Robert.
Yeah.
You're my cart boy.
No, I have so many events lined up already, and I'll probably end up adding a few, but it'll be an event. You'll probably take all the games to my table where I'm doing events, and you'll create a pile. So, all right. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys had some fun. Hopefully, we'll see you guys soon. So, bye.
Bye.